get all the bread.
I put it in the group chat
yourself.
when we did get into a conference. Y'all still had something to say about us being in a conference, so it don't matter. Y'all just gonna move the goalposts. So we'll just stay independent. We'll collect our money and get mad that y'all got to share the money with everybody else. Y'all giving all y'all money to Ohio State.
Getting included in championship.
Because Alabama shouldn't have got in over us. Alabama shouldn't have got in over us.
Listen. You heard what your little arrogant ass just said about the money, right? All right. Since you want all the bread to yourself, don't cry when this happens.
You know, at the end of the day, don't be mad at Miami because Miami has nothing to do with it. They just slipped through the door. That's like
we're not mad at Miami.
We're not mad at Miami. We're mad at the ACC official because what ACC did was they kept replaying that game over and over again. They went on a whole campaign of why Notre Dame shouldn't get in whatsoever.
So basically,
that's what they're mad about.
Basically, they just antagonize y'all and piss y'all off.
Pretty much, yeah.
So that's like the little girl at my son's school antagonized him. He told him to go get his little sister to whip her ass.
Why is Duke not in the damn playoffs then? Because I thought when they initiated the 12 team playoffs, they sat back and said that your Power 4 champions are a lock-in to get into the playoffs. That is a stated fact. So why is Duke not in the playoffs if that is the case? Duke won the ACC. Not Virginia, not Miami. Doesn't matter what the record is. They sat back and told us that the Power 4 champions get in automatically.
Flatline. Make a master plan, watch it backfire. Burn it all down and collect the ashes. Build it back. Respect your past.
Notre Dame stack on the wall back then.
Yeah, I got the.
That's what I like. Real authentic, baby.
Yes, sir.
You just
Cleveland Brown.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Much love, all respect.
Yeah, he wanted the Clevelanders for some strange reason.
That's what's up.
I was born that little leprechaun got a diaper on.
You know what?
That little leprechaun a diaper in the
don't get me started, Ragu, man.
They've been whining lately in the press.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Join a conference.
No. Because when we did, and I put it in the group chat. I put it in the group chat when we did get into a conference. Y'all still had something to say about us being in a conference, so it don't matter. Y'all just gonna move the goalposts. So we'll just stay independent. We'll collect our money and get mad that y'all got to share the money with everybody else. Y'all giving all y'all money to Ohio State.
Getting included in the championship.
Because Alabama shouldn't have got in over us. Alabama shouldn't have got in over us.
Listen. You heard what your little arrogant ass just said about the money, right? All right, since you want all the bread to yourself, don't cry when this happens. Because we got to share the bread over here.
Hey, young fella, how my boy said, not so fast.
And one thing about them not so fast, they're not on the schedule as of right now today. We're not playing them next year.
Hey, listen.
Yes,
young fella, not so fast.
Did they take them off?
Here's what I'm gonna say.
Look it up.
Hey, look, D. Here's what I gotta say to the young fella, and he's so right about the money and getting what he wants. Like you saying, join a conference, right? But young fella, listen to me when I say this. You're gonna do one or two things, and I've been here long enough, and I hope I'm here long enough to see. Are you gonna stand your ground?
Mm-hmm. Or you gonna fold to the pressure?
Jump on over there in one of them divisions, man. Where you
my
listen.
I'm with you.
Like, so if you had a division, James Madison and Tulane?
Yeah, can y'all sit here and admit this? That since when the fuck the entire Sun Belt conference is more valuable than Notre Dame football in and of itself?
So they don't care about the value or no history anymore in this world and anything that's being done today.
I think that all went out the window when SC and UCLA joined.
Right. That was your prime example, Notre Dame. You guys better wake up over there because I know your bread is long and all of that, but the
I know you want to be included in the championship, though, right?
You can't, And if you ain't winning ships, it don't matter. I agree with you guys. No, I'm saying I agree with you guys holding on to the NBC deal, wanting it because you were the first to do it. I get
JC
that.
start us off. Let JC start us off.
It's history.
So we're gonna start it off. They have officially dropped the top, what I guess you could say the last 25 of the season, which means we have our playoff teams, and I'm gonna read them on down to y'all from 1 to 25, and then we will do our our snubs and then our official playoff preview.
Can you tell us where Notre Dame is at first? No.
I'm having a hard time seeing it. I don't see.
Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Come on back.
Don't worry. He can run, but he can't hide.
Oh, there you go.
Y'all see y'all son?
Nah, what's going on? Sorry, I check. Nah, my bad. I had to check on my son. What's up?
All right, so look, we're gonna have to run through 25 and who's not 25. So we got we're going one. I'm gonna go from best to least. So we got Indiana, Ohio State, Georgia, Texas Tech, Oregon, Ole Miss, Texas A&M, Oklahoma, Bama, Miami, Notre Dame, BYU, Texas, Vanderbilt, Utah, SC, Arizona, Michigan, Virginia, Tulane, Houston, Georgia Tech, Iowa, JMU, and North Texas.
North Texas still ranked as crazy. I know that.
So, do you want to start off with the snubs or who y'all think should have made the top 12?
Tyrell,
No, everybody that's there made it.
Yeah, Tyrell, you've been hold up, man. I'm not gonna let him do this. You've been crying all effing week, man. You've been crying all week. We was on the phone for hours. If you crying, you was in the chat for hours, crying, all that shit. So what's going on? What is your deal?
What is my deal?
What is your deal?
So first off, I'm gonna say this to Jay Will, right? Jay Will. No, it's not even a dig. Jay Will is the only person that made me sit back and question why I am wrong about Alabama getting in, because he is the one that explained it correctly about the quality opponents that they played at the time that they played them. However, that's not the official statement. That, by the way, the head of the committee is the Arkansas athletic director, okay, which Notre Dame went in there and spanked that ass, okay, and he was not happy about it. The statement was, we chose Alabama over Notre Dame because Alabama had a good first half against Auburn.
That's not
a 5-7. Now, this is not me misquoting it. This is what he got on camera and said to the entire nation was Alabama had a good first half against Auburn, and that was a determining factor in choosing Alabama over Notre Dame. When all the experts sat back and said that if Alabama, this is not bullshit. If Alabama gets blown out by Georgia, you cannot justify putting Alabama into the playoffs. So what happened on Saturday? They got blown out by Georgia. They still get in.
What is considered a blowout?
This is
3 touchdowns or more. That's a blowout.
Listen.
They lost by 3 touchdowns.
ESPN.
So why is BYU not in? And mind you, they also said playing in the conference championship. Of course.
That are in the SEC.
In the ACC.
They get a kickback from them for being in the playoff game.
That's what I was telling you the other day.
They don't get anything.
You're not thinking about the money, bro.
They don't get anything from you guys, bro. So when it comes down to Notre Dame or one of those other teams from either the ACC or the SEC.
No, they got the ACC money. They got the ACC.
I know. I'm saying if it came down to, I don't give a fuck if it was Clemson. Like on a year, Clemson was good, and they had to pick out of you or Clemson. They're gonna take Clemson, bro, because they get a little bit of bread back from that. They don't get anything from Notre Dame going. So Notre Dame has to go undefeated with the little schedule you playing, or like you said, bro, join the conference, win the conference championship, and go on in there, bro.
Well, and this is my counterpoint on the conference championship, right? Because they sat back and said, well, one of the things was Notre Dame didn't play this weekend. Well, Miami didn't play this weekend either. And I know you're going to bring up the head-to-head thing, and I completely agree with that. Like, I'm not discrediting the head-to-head. Like, nobody in Notre Dame is discrediting the head-to-head competition against the University of Miami. But if conference championships is supposed to matter and championships are supposed to matter, right? But then under the same breath, we keep hearing, conference championships don't matter that much and all this other stuff. Why is Duke not in the damn playoffs then? Because I thought when they initiated the 12-team playoffs, they sat back and said that your Power 4 champions are a lock-in to get into the playoffs. That is a stated fact. So why is Duke not in the playoffs if that is the case? Duke won the ACC.
What's
not Virginia,
record?
not Miami. Doesn't matter what the record is. They sat back and told us that the Power 4 champions get in automatically.
So
that is what they told us.
Young fella, are you an opportunist? Or you?
Of course, that's what they say.
Yeah, I mean, because
you can win enough games.
You just like I mean, I got to side with you a little bit, but I'm looking at the James Madison and Tulane. That's just like having a Duke there. But those records are better. Their records are better than Duke's. And Duke's, like you said, outright, they should be the ACC champs at 7-5 or 8-5, whatever the fuck they is, right? But here's what I'm saying to you. You can't be mad at nobody, man. Listen, you ain't got no homies. Let me just, talk, strategically us. You don't have no homies. You thought them ACC dudes with your homie because you tried to play them by having those other sports. But you big boyed them when you said, nah, our football program makes its own money. So they like, okay. At the end of the day, don't be mad at Miami because Miami has nothing to do with it. They just slipped through the door. That's
they're not mad at Miami.
We're not mad at Miami. We're mad at the ACC official because what ACC did was they kept replaying that game over and over again. They went on a whole campaign of why Notre Dame shouldn't get in whatsoever.
So basically,
that's what they're mad about.
Basically, they just antagonize y'all and piss y'all off.
Pretty much, yeah.
So that's like the little girl at my son's school antagonized him. He told him to go get his little sister to whip her ass. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
there's not going to be 5 lost teams in the.
No, it can't be a 5. No, it can't. Not 5.
Up until what? Sunday, it couldn't be a 3-loss team in there.
No, it's always a 3-loss Alabama, a 3-loss Georgia, somebody like that. They'll bump Texas out with all the bread they got.
I mean,
that's
to
true.
a certain extent, you're right about that when you say that, right?
Yeah.
But, when it comes down to that last spot, then between somebody that you can get some bread from versus somebody where you're not going to get no bread.
And they chose the ACC and the SEC over the Big 12 and the Independent.
Well, young brother, man. It's like, what have you done for me lately?
Look,
y'all ain't gonna give
I'll tell you what it is. This is my conspiracy.
Kids and let those kids play in that final game and get that.
This is my conspiracy on it as well. Is because
all the dudes that's gonna go be lawyers and accountants and shit. Most of them ain't going.
Right? Hey, that's true. That's true. My conspiracy is this on this. I haven't heard anybody say this, but this is just my own thought. Is that going back to last year when Notre Dame wasn't supposed to get in because they lost to NIU and they got in and then they weren't supposed to beat Georgia. They weren't supposed to beat Penn State and they ran the table up until they got to Ohio State. And I feel like a part of that is a punishment because they were not supposed to beat the SEC team. They were not supposed to beat the Big Ten team. They weren't supposed to do that. And, my thought process is this too, with everything that they've told us over the years. And this is not just just a 12-team format. We can go back to the BCS era days. Is that especially losing to an unranked team like Alabama did by 14 points. By 14 points on their home stadium, losing to an unranked team that usually would either knock you out of contention. And I can say the same thing about Notre Dame last year because I didn't think Notre Dame was going to get in last year because we lost to an unranked team on our home stadium. All of a sudden, you're telling me that losing to unranked Florida State by 14 points is more valuable than losing to Miami by 3. That was a top 10 team.
Now that you mention it, man, it's been a couple times that Notre Dame probably shouldn't have.
Oh yeah,
even before the playoffs started, when they used to just put you guys into the championship game and this goes back to when you ain't even old enough to know that. Remember when they used to put Notre Dame in games that they perhaps shouldn't have. So, I mean, that's just it, bro. I don't think we're gonna keep going on and on about this, brother.
Look, man, I'm gonna give my
the leprechaun. Go ahead.
All right, so I will say, Tyrell, I will agree with you that I do think the committee kind of messed y'all up, because I think it is weird to say, like, first week of the rankings, it's like, hey, even though Miami beat you, we got you ranked ahead of them. And then every single week when they do these polls, it's Notre Dame's over Miami, Notre Dame's over Miami. And then like the last day, they switch it around. I think that's unfair to y'all. I feel like they need to have like a set plan, like what's the highest criteria, and like have them ranked. And by there, they decide how you rank the top 25 or the top 12. I do think y'all screwed in that departure. Here's my thing. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would say this too. And this is another thing that has been drilled in our heads as college football fans. Notre Dame, whoever your school is losing to 2 unranked teams late in the season causes you a lot too. We've seen that in the past where, you lose to an unranked team in November, you're pretty much fucked. You know what I'm saying? And Miami did it twice. They did it twice. So that's another thing too. Like, everybody go, well, Miami beat you head to head. Yeah, but we also we ran the table the rest of the way through. Miami lost to Louisville. Miami got who was their second loss?
What was it? Pitt? No, they beat Pitt. I can't remember.
No, they beat Pitt. I can't remember their second loss, but they lost to 2 unranked teams. And it was kind of embarrassing that they lost to those 2 unranked teams. And even like all the projections, all the AP poll and the college football projections, everybody had Notre Dame getting in. And it's like, okay, we get the Miami case. But I've seen a lot of people outside of that bitch ass Paul Finbaum, fuck him, just basically go, well, how the fuck Alabama get in over y'all?
What's his name? Say his name again.
Paul Finbaum or whatever the fuck his name is. Finbaum. Bum ass motherfucker. Cut this shit off, bro. Cut it off. It's gone. Your hair is gone.
You know what's crazy? I got a book by him like right over there, and the book is titled "My Conference."
Burn it.
Your conference.
He said, "Burn it."
Burn it.
But look, I will say, because first off, you was talking about Duke, so they changed the rule this year where winning a conference championship does not give you an automatic bid anymore. And I think this year shows why the most, because let's be honest, we don't need an 8-5 Duke team being a number 4 seed in the college football playoffs, because that's
we don't need that. Not when it's like maybe 7-8 teams with less losses than that would be deserving. So yeah, that's not cool.
Yeah, I agree.
And then
I never agreed with Duke not being in. The case was if we're talking about joining conferences, and remember ACC is a Power 4, is considered a Power 4, and is owned by ESPN. That's where my logic is coming in. But do I want to see Duke? I don't even want to see Tulane in this motherfucker. And that's not even me hating on them.
Relax, brother. Relax. Relax.
They're
about to get blown out by Ole Miss again.
Let me say this as a coach, from a coaching perspective. I would be pissed if I was Duke's coach and I coached us up to win the conference championship and then didn't make it in. Reason being, I feel like, I did maybe a better coaching job than some of these other guys because, you know what I'm saying? I got my team going late. You see what I'm saying? Maybe I didn't have I had an outgoing class, which they did. They had a good team last year, and a lot of those guys left. And he finally got a young team together and won. Now, if I was coaching at 8-5, I'll be like, fuck that. I want to go to the championship.
Ain't no question.
Yeah. But it's it would look Mickey. It would look Mickey when you got
so that's the
all
thing.
these 10-2 and 9-3 teams. You can't do it.
Right. Well, that's the thing I'm saying as well, young fellas. Through as well as a piggyback off D. I don't care about my record at that point. You said, like the young brother said earlier, is that if I win the ACC, I'm in. I'm a top conference. So just because I got started rolling later, you looking at strength of schedule, you looking at all the points you throwing in the computer and allowing it to be the computer. But that's what I'm saying about today's game has been changed so much, it don't let you just play it out. Because whether you guys are judging me on my record, my schedule, I got started late, and the rules were at the beginning of the year is that all of these conferences, if you win your championship, you get in. Miami ain't won this conference. You know what I'm saying?
They didn't even play.
Miami didn't win no conference. Alabama ain't won no conference, but they both in. So let's just stop saying all these rules. Let's just say we gonna pick who we want in this motherfucker. Let's stop playing with us.
Pretty much.
Stop playing with us, because it's like everything else in the world is a dictatorship.
Yeah.
And we get caught up in these moments and emotional and really have logic and facts and bullshit. Man, Uncle say, I say what goes. You don't say what goes. It is what it is, y'all. So, we have fun with this thing. Let's continue to keep having fun with it. But at the end of the day, man, listen, man. Y'all know who moved that pen and who make this shit shake around this motherfucker.
If all the people to say that you need 16, yeah, you do. And 16 for this year would solve Notre Dame's case. But, then we just moved down to 16.
I mean, to be honest, Ragu, even when they were
the goalposts,
when they were at 4, Ragu, you were suggesting that. You were suggesting 16 when they was at 4. So.
At first, people wanted 4. At first, people wanted 4. Then they wanted 8. Then they want 12. Look, they got 12. Now it's 16. The next thing you know, it's like put everybody in the top 25. Then the co-worker of mine saying, "How about you just make them like
they're gonna be like basketball gets 64."
Yeah,
they change the rules every single year.
Don't even play the season. Just
how many conferences are there in college football? How many football conferences
like what?
I think there's like 8. Yeah,
8 or 9.
All right, now how many are there in basketball?
Probably like 12.
Shit ton.
So if you got 64 teams in hoop, you got the smallest schools ever got action at going to the Natty, correct?
That's a fact.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying, guys. They dictate because football is a bread winner from a coaching and administration standpoint. It is a bread winner. You understand what I'm saying? Don't know other programs. I don't give a fuck what school it is and where they located at.
It's football.
Football makes more money than any sport in America.
Yeah. But you know what's so funny about the whole situation is that I don't even think the playoff thing is what bothers me the most. It's the NCAA calendar. What do I mean by that? Well, we have one team. We have 2 teams in the college football playoffs right now that does not have a head coach. 3 of them. Ole Miss does not have
yeah.
Tulane's head coach is gone to Florida, even though he said he's coaching, but players don't really like that. James Madison's coach is gone. I forgot where he's going to. So there needs to be a set rule where it's like, hey, you can't go hire those guys until the season is over because it's not fair for the teams like Ole Miss. It's not going to look good on social media because honestly, I think we beat Tulane because they don't have, they're not all that good. Cool. But we're probably going to get smacked by Georgia, mainly because the NCAA calendar has it set to where coaches can jump ship whenever they want to throughout the
flatline. Make a master plan, watch it backfire. Burn it all down and collect the ashes. Build it back. Respect your passion.